Hi, it's kind of late today, and I'm sorry about that. But I thought I wanted to do the astrology, the tarot for the astrology, the Astro-Tarot basically. I've decided that's what I'm gonna call it. Astro-Tarot makes sense, eh? And so I'm gonna quickly blitz through it. Let's just do this. So this is for the week beginning of the 4th of October, 2021, and here is the tarot cards for your signs this week. Let's start with Aries, as always. Aries, what's happening for you this week? Here we go. All right, so a real mix because Aries is a fire sign and they like to be out and about with people, spending time, getting to know lots of different people, enjoying the company of people and their energy and the conversation. Sometimes even just being in the aura of another person just brings them to life. Quite a lot of them. It's quite an extroverted sign. Not to say that all of them are, but it's quite an extroverted sign. So we've got the Fire Queen for a fire sign. Makes sense. Going to be busy. Maybe be made the centre of attention for a little while. People recognising your talents and your abilities, which is also really, really good. But towards the end of the week, you're just going to have to sort of pull back a bit and just take your time for yourself. Respite. Also meditation, and just balance. Figuring out how you can balance your energy. Okay, so let's move on. It's just my little dog in the background. Oh, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. That way. Which way? Alright, let's move on to Taurus. Taurus. Right. Okay, so Taurus. Two things happening for you. One is manifestation, things that you've been working on, and the other thing is love. So we've got the Magician card, and we've got the Two of Cups, which is one of the Lovers cards. But we also have this card of like you've set forward these plans, right, with the Magician card. Like you know what you want, and you're going for it. You're trying to achieve it, but things don't go smoothly. And where things are sort of crumbling, you being Taurus is like I think Taurus is the most stubborn sign of all. In the Western astrology, in the Chinese astrology, it's Ox. But when you have Ox Taurus come together, oh my god! But we're just talking about Taurus right now. So Taurus, working on a project, and working on bringing things to manifestation, bringing things into your life, and then we have this card of the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups reversed. So when this comes reversed, it's a case of this. Other options sort of disappear, and you're just left with this one here. Much like the Seven of Cups as well. But this blessing in disguise. It's sort of you've got no choice but to accept the circumstances as they are and make do with those circumstances. They will lead you to this, actually, believe it or not. So just follow along with it and see where it takes you. It's going to take you to good places, even though right now you're not happy with what's happening. All right, I understand that, but just follow its lead, catch the flow, catch the wave, and you'll get to amazing places. All right, fulfilling places. Let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, what's happening with you? Okay, now you've been going through an internal change, and you've been doing the work, you've been reading the books, you've been doing the meditations, you've been doing the affirmations, all that sort of stuff. And people might not have noticed, but you are changing, you are shifting, and it is happening. I think meditation is actually quite significant here with the Star card, and also with the Four of Swords has come up again twice, and like it's just been there in the last reading as well. But with these two cards together, this one's saying like internal shifts but aren't showing yet, and this one's saying meditation, pulling back, not being as sociable or social as you normally have been, and you're just sort of integrating with your higher self. And as you do that, it leads you to a place of mastery, rebuilding your belief system or having a new one as a result, but also leading towards the mastery of your craft, of your artistry, whatever that is. So keep doing what you're doing. It's going to just amplify all aspects of your life, not just your art and not just your work, but all aspects of your life. So that's very positive. Let's move on to Cancer. Okay. So the message that's come up for you is what you give is what you get. So yeah, Cancers are kind of like givers anyway, generally speaking. If you've had some sort of legal matters, I think that they could come to a head this week. If not this week, then the beginning of next week. I think it's karma is quite powerful right now for you. What you put out there energetically will come back to you. So put out good stuff this week. We've also got the six of Pentacles, which is a card of charity and giving. And so again, we've got that one. We've got the Justice card as well, which is a card of the legal matters and also card of karma. And then with this one there, also I think that's quite significant. Give of your time, give of your energy, give of your love. And in doing that, you're setting forth the positive, not just positive energy, but you could end up networking as a result of what you're giving to support your business goals as well. So this is very positive. You're sending out your fleet, and the fleet will come back with a profit, with a return. That is what you ultimately want. So it's an interesting time to think about how you give your energy and your resources. The more you give, the more you get right now. So this is a powerful week for you to find those right places to send your energy and send your resources. Let's move on to Leo. Okay. Okay. So what could be happening with you? As I see these cards laid out, it tells me a story. So what could be happening for you this week is you may have pulled back from people that you normally spent your time with. And this is linking to what happened last week for you, isn't it? I don't often remember, but I remember this. So you may be pulling back from the group of people that you have been used to spending time with, because you're beginning to realize it's draining you. It's not making you feel as good as it once did, and now prioritizing your own health it has become more important. So as you do that, you find that your life force energy is just really charged. So you're on a high vibration. As a result, that makes you full of energy, makes you want to do things that are high energy, dancing, exercise, sports, that sort of stuff. But also sex is one of those things. So it's just one of those things. It's not necessarily that it's that, but it is one of them. And there's no shame in sex. I think everybody should enjoy themselves. But yeah. It could be there. I just think that be conscious that you're not engaging in too extreme a behavior, because at the end of it we've got this card of like leaving the scene. So what this could mean after this is that you sort of take it too far, and then you just think, you know what, I kind of ended up burning a bridge there, and you don't want to do that. But in terms of burning bridges that are necessary to burn them. I'm actually I'm a firm believer in that's necessary. In my own personal life, I kind of wish I had done that sooner and not waited so long in my life. But it happens when it happens. But I think just be conscious that you don't hurt the feelings of people that matter to you, because they could be intermixed between those people that you don't like and do like. So there's a fine line there that you're going to have to tread carefully. All right, let's move on to Virgo. Okay. Okay, so Virgo, I've got some cards that are telling me that you may be like emotionally drained at the moment. You're just sick of it. You're sick of stuff, and you're like, ugh. I give, and people just don't appreciate what I give. And I'm sick of doing that. I'm sick of like not getting the results I deserve. I achieve good results, I do good stuff, I do good work, and people don't necessarily recognize just how much I'm giving and just how much I'm putting into it. But, you know, this is how you're feeling right now. Sad, grieving, you know, a bit sort of frustrated. Things are still working. There's still some things working there. Look, two cups are standing there. So, but this card means there's no point crying over spilt milk, and that's the general feeling of this reading here. Things will change sort of the second half of this week, though. You will feel more like yourself, and you will feel less frustrated because you've got the Queen of Wands at the end of there. So you'll be more sociable at the end there. And you're back to your gregarious self and with your great sense of humour. So yeah, I mean, so if you do feel like you're being a bit of a downer at the beginning part of the week, don't give yourself a hard time about that, because ethereal energies have pushed you that direction. You can't really force it. You can't really force your way out of it. So let it be. And you'll come out of it automatically. You'll be all right. Let's move on to Libra. Okay, so Libra, what I've got for you is if you're working on something and you're stuck on one aspect of it, research more about it, do some more learning about it, and you can either look on the internet or go to a library, they still exist, order a book, something like that. Some form of study may be important for you at the beginning part of the week. A slight increase in money, you might be lucky, maybe you'll find something, maybe you'll win something, so that's also good. I feel like you're putting a jigsaw puzzle together again, and it's something similar to something you've done before. So it's a form of rebuilding, I guess, putting something together, solving a puzzle, that sort of thing. Something, maybe there's some information that was missing and you need to sort of figure it out, and you're learning as you go how to do that. But I think this week actually will be quite a healing time for you as well. And as you heal, you raise your vibration. As you raise your vibration, you attract new things and different things into your life. This is very good. And I think that part of that could be romance as well. We've got the Lover's card here for you. So an interesting period of rebuilding and solving puzzles. And yeah. Okay, let's move on to Scorpio. I think Scorpio might be the most misunderstood sign of all. What do you think? Let me know. Leave a message. Leave me a message. Tell me what you think. And also tell me which sign you think is the most misunderstood of all. I'll be interested to know. Maybe Aquarius? Maybe Taurus? Okay, Scorpio. Let's see what cards come up for you. Alright, so there's this inner tension for you here this week. There's just this inside, like something's just not right. It's in some ways it's quite a simple week for you, because there's nothing. Although yes, there's this little bit of sense of frustration. Maybe it's just a pent up energy that you want to release and you can't really get it out. Exercise might help, meditation might help, affirmations, all those spiritual things that people do. But I think that this is something that's going to be harder to just release. So this is quite an easy one for you. Basically, just do what's in front of you. There's not too much more that I can say. There might be some frustrating elements for you this week, but just get through it. It's not a big deal. There's not much you can do about it. Only really one direction. So just do it with the best attitude you can, because it's not a particularly easy week, but it's a simple week. Tad annoying. So the upside here is that everything that happens this week could lead you to something that you are looking forward to, that you are working towards. It might even just be like a holiday next week. Maybe you're off next week. I don't know. But we've got the card of synchronicity at the end of it. So once you get through this week, good stuff's on the way afterwards. So there you go. The positive there. Let's move on to Sagittarius. I find my Sagittarian friends, just they have an ability just to not take things. They do take something seriously, of course they do, but like they're just sort of unaffected by a lot of things. They're just like, nah, it's all right, whatever. I quite like that attitude. I think I'm quite like that, but I'm Aquarius. But I have that Aquarian detachment, you know. Okay, Sagittarius, let's have a look. Okay, so busy, busy, busy. Just juggling different jobs, not being able to take the time to deal with your emotional side. It's just, I'm too busy, I just got to get on with stuff. So there is also a sign from the High Priestess. It's High Priestess and she's reversed. So she says, okay, you're doing so much, yes, you're busy, but slow down, slow down, slow down. But I don't know if you can slow down because maybe you're doing too much. Maybe you've got too much to do, and so what can you do? You've got to just keep carrying on. So you are somewhat restricted. We've got the kind of restriction here. You have more freedom than you realise because she can move about, but her eyes are covered, her arms are covered. This is also the card of initiation as well. You know, when you're going for something new and you feel like you don't know people, you don't know what you're doing really, you don't know what's right, what's appropriate. So it's also a card of initiation. So that uncomfortable feeling when you're at the beginning of something. So maybe if you're starting a new job or you're entering a new social group or something like that, you have that feeling of I'm a bit like tentative. So that can be positive. You know, once that's gone, sometimes you can be left with a whole new group of friends. So I hope that something positive comes out as a result of it. Something to do with writing and communications. The Queen of Swords, she makes very rational decisions coming from the mind, not from the emotions. So maybe that will be necessary as well at the end of this. But she's very positive. She takes charge. She takes control. So it could be it's likely a sign to say, do that. Take charge of the situation. And also ask for help if you need help. Another thing. I think Queen of Swords finds that hard, but it's an important lesson. All right, let's move on to Capricorn. They also have a stubborn streak, them Capricorns. Okay, gosh, I think it's going to be a week where so much happens for you. We've got situations that you've been in before are coming around again. And it's like, how do you deal with them? Do you deal with them the way you dealt with them before? You're going to deal with them differently this time. It's up to you. The thing is, this person that's coming back is someone who just lights you up, right? They might not be the best person for you. They might be sort of manipulating you. They might be messing with your head a little bit, but they light you up. And so even though you know that, you're like, yeah, but I like it when this person's around. So this is something you've got to deal with. Okay, this is something. Is this person a good person? Ultimately, are they a good person? Do they serve your needs in a healthy way or not? If they do, hold on to them. If they don't, let them go. But that's for you to decide. And maybe you struggle to let them go because what you want from them, they're not prepared to give you. So that's something you need to reconcile in your mind. Because the overall outcome card is this moving to a new state of affairs. But are you ready to, and are you prepared to? That's the question. It's up to you. And if you're not ready, you will be ready in time. So don't give yourself a hard time. But do question yourself and your motives, what you need, and whether what's in front of you is what you need. And if it isn't, know that you deserve more. Know that you deserve better. Okay, let's go to Aquarius. Okay. So it may be important to look after your body and your mind in a way that you used to do before and you haven't been doing for ages. Like, I know, if I'm thinking about me, I've gotten lazy recently. So doing something physical would really help to sort of shake things up, because it's possible you've fallen into this way of being, this mode of being that's just become quite pedestrian and boring, and you need something to re-enliven you again, and something physical, just physical practice may be really helpful with that. Yes, Aquarians are the sign that have the alternative perspective, and oftentimes that alternative perspective turns out to be it's not, they're not right all the time, but they're right often because they see things that the mainstream situation doesn't always see. Because when you're stuck in the mainstream, what tends to happen is a lot of the majority are right because the majority think a certain way, and a lot of times the majority don't take the time to look at alternative things, different things, and so they miss some of the things that are happening because they're just going along with what the majority think and what the majority say. Aquarius is that sign that doesn't really know how to do that, and they dance to a different beat, and as a result, they see things that a lot of the most other people don't see, and that gives them a strange kind of confidence. But sometimes that confidence can be pushed to smugness, and that doesn't help. I mean, I have to say, I have done that myself quite a few times. But I'm not a smug person, and I'm definitely not an arrogant person. But sometimes I just think, why can't you see what I'm saying? Why can't you see it? But when that happens, you got to accept that your opinion is just your opinion, and other people are entitled to their opinion, whether they see what you're saying or not. So just accept it. Just accept that aspect, and just don't try and push it on anybody because it's just frustrating. And also, it's not your place to. People are allowed to be who they are, whether they're right or wrong. They're allowed to be wrong, Aquarius. They're allowed to be wrong. We might perceive it as wrong, but they may perceive it as right or different or whatever. Anyway, you just carry on working on you because you're down a good path right now. Just carry on building and carry on working on your craft because you're just getting better and better. Okay, let's move on to Pisces. Seems like it's another romantic week for a lot of the signs. Again, if you are looking to attract romance into your life, start with the ultimate vision. What is it that you want? If it's marriage, if it's where do you want to live? Like, create that vision for yourself. And if vision boards for Pisceans, I like. It's like such a perfect thing for them to do, because the vision boards are visual and artistic and creative, and I think that it really helps to stimulate your imagination and clarify what you want. So if you wanted to do something like that this week, if you've got the time, then do that. Excuse me. Start with what you want. Start with that idea, and then dig deep, do some research, really kind of let your imagination go wild. Like, what get to the nitty gritty of it. There's that saying when you're using the law of attraction that the more specific you are, the better. So do that. When you get involved with any sort of petty disputes and petty arguments or whatever, don't feel the need to destroy the other person. Even though you are Pisces and you're soft and you're gentle, you have that side of yourself where you know how to. You have an uncanny ability to know what the weaknesses of other people are, because you're emotionally connected and emotionally aware. As a result of that, if you wanted to push the knife in, you could do it. It's just, it might make you feel better for a second, but it's not worth the outcome, and not worth the aggro after the fact. So choose kindness this week, even if it's difficult. Choose kindness. And romantically, again, we've got the Two of Cups, which is a very good card for romance. There might be a reconciliation or a romantic encounter that you'll have this week, which will just warm the cockles of your heart. So yeah, that's this week, 4th of October. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to try and make this a regular thing. I want to do this regularly. It was such a busy week, but I wanted to make sure I got this done. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.